Let me start by appreciating Nigerians for not jubilating over the so-called tax reform of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, in the first instance, you ask people you exempt people making less than 250,000 naira monthly from tax. What is the value of 250,000 naira? Because the value of 250,000 yesterday is not the value of 250,000 naira today. And nobody knows what the value of 250,000 naira will be tomorrow. So, as a yardstick for exempting people from tax, it is senseless. It is the same with businesses making less than 50 million annually. Making less than 50 million annually exempted from paying tax. What is the value of 50 million naira? Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So, as a yardstick for exempting people from paying tax, it is senseless. What a government is supposed to do is to create enabling environment for people to develop, establish, make a living for themselves. And because you have provided the enabling environment, whatever the individual makes, you tax. Not according to what they make, but according to a percentage set that, okay, if you make whatever amount of money you make, you pay this percentage on it. So it's left to the individual to struggle to make as much as possible. But by now exempting people who make less than 250,000 naira monthly or 50 million annually from tax, are you encouraging people to make less? Is that how a country is run? Your own is to provide an enabling environment for people to make money, and whatever they make, they pay this percentage that cuts across. So it's an indiscriminate percentage of money from whatever you make from the enabling environment provided. So you make minimum wage to be 70,000 naira. So you are now saying anybody making less than 250,000 naira per month will not pay tax. Meanwhile, value of money is not stable. So as to fix the amount of money. So the whole thing is senseless. It smacks of a government that has no clue. But Tinubu is coming from the angle of self-aggrandizement, corruption, entrenched corruption that is speaking of fuel subsidy where none exists, and deception of transferring funds to indigent households when you have rendered even workers' households indigent. Cost of living has gone beyond the roofs. Starting with cost of transportation, even for people to go from their house to their workplace. For most Nigerians living far from their working places, and it's not always possible to live close to your workplace. So you have created an economic situation where even workers are miserable. You are now talking of exempt. How do you exempt able-bodied citizens from paying tax and expect to run a country? If not that you see the amount of money you are making from the fraudulent concept of fuel subsidy being removed. And when you remove subsidy, which subsidy to start with? And then of course the petroleum money that you should use to develop Nigeria, make Nigeria to bubble industrially, individuals to enjoy, you deprive them of all entitlements and enjoyment of the petroleum found in their land. You turn the petroleum into a curse rather than a blessing. You are now offering tax exemption to able-bodied people. So a government that is supposed to be making money from tax, having provided the enabling environment for all to strive to the best of their abilities to make much money as possible. So it's as if you are now telling people, make sure you don't make more than 250,000 naira monthly if you don't want to pay tax. Make sure that your business does not earn you up to 50 million annually if you don't want to be paying tax. Oh my God. Kai. Nigerians, I commend you. I appreciate you, because I don't know anybody celebrating the so-called tax reform of Tinubu. It is as fraudulent as fuel subsidies, or all subsidies are gone. And asking indigent students to come and be getting loan when most workers have become indigent because of cost of transportation, cost of living in general, hyper and worsening levels of inflation. So that is the misery to which the All Progressives Congress has subjected Nigeria under Muhammadu Buhari, and worse still under the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So from 2015 till date, things have always been getting worse. So on what ground, on what basis are some politicians trooping into the All Progressives Congress? On what basis is Bola Ahmed Tinubu itching for re-election? So the more reason Nigerians should ensure that the coalition, the political coalition to unseat Tinubu and the All Progressive Congress in general must be supported, not with words of mouth, but with your voters card and rousing enthusiasm and desperation for change. Because if your situation, if you don't like your situation, change it. How do you change it? If you sit on the fence, who do you expect to fight for you? Let us unite and say this situation is bad and must be changed, not later than 2027, by God's grace, by your efforts, by your commitment to the cause, to the need to change the status quo, the religio-political and economic status quo. Because the Nigerian rulers are hiding under Christianity and Islam to ruin the country. That is why they are desperate to subsidize pilgrimages, run pilgrimage boards. And you who are going to church and mosque to roast, to fuel the fire that is roasting you alive, come to your senses. They are using religion to fool you, to exploit you, to reduce you into miserable beings.